Hey friends, it's Rosalind. Welcome back to our gardens at our tiny farm. Today we're going to be working on something that I've wanted to do for almost a month now. We are in the first part of June, so this deck really needs a lot of help. It needs a little bit of sprucing up, and then we are going to plant an herb garden together to have up here on the deck. In just a second, we'll look at everything that we're planting today, but first we're going to take a peek at this space because it needs help. So I sit out here to have my morning coffee, and we also sit out here, if it's warm in the evenings, we sit out here to eat dinner a lot. But this is kind of what it's looking like. And I thought it would be fun to move this little potting bench maybe over here and just fill it completely with herbs. I do have an herb garden way out back by the chicken coop, but I thought it would be fun to just have like fresh herbs out here when I'm cooking dinner, to just quickly come out and grab a few herbs. And then all the herbs we have out back, we'll probably just be using those to preserve for winter. I also want it to be just filled with muted colors, so it's kind of like a quiet space. So I did find this topiary plant, and it's a tropical plant. I'm honestly not sure what it is. It reminds me in a boxwood a lot, but it says Eugenia topiary assorted. This is what the back of the tag looks like. So we are going to be planting that in this terracotta planter. And I just love stone planters, terracotta planters. So that's a lot what we'll be using for the herbs today. This year, I really wanted to have a lot of this colored flowers just everywhere. So we're also going to be planting some of those today. This is a super bells. It's called Double Amber. Aren't they so sweet? And then we have two begonias that we'll probably be placing up there as well. And then we just have some lavender. We have basil, peppermint, there is lemon thyme, there is tarragon, there is parsley, a dwarf tomato that I started from seed. So there will just be a variety of herbs up here. I just realized I don't have any rosemary in my pile of herbs. I do have some rosemary planted out in the herb garden, but I would like to have some rosemary up here on the patio herb garden as well. So I might have to stop at a garden center later this week, but let's get everything planted. I forgot to show you, I also have some aloe that I wanted to plant into a container and have it up on the dining table. So let's get everything planted, and I will take you around after we're done planting and just share where everything ended up at. friends, we are done planting, and the deck finally feels like a space that you actually want to just sit in and be in, which is what the goal was for this space. Do you remember what it looked like just the other day when we started this project? Oh, Princess is inside. Hi, Princess, you want to come out? But it just looks like a totally different space. I sat over here this morning to have my coffee, and this is what the view looks like when you just sit here to have coffee. You see the little herb garden, the flowers on the patio, the cut flower garden. Over here by the back patio door, I had planted 2 different varieties of begonias in here. I love begonias. So one is called Fragrant Falls Peach, and the other one is Rhine Boreas. I think that's how you pronounce it. But aren't they just so pretty? If we swing back in this direction, we have the topiary. That looks like a boxwood, but it's a tropical plant. And then I have a little mushroom sitting underneath it. It lights up at night. It's a little solar mushroom, so sweet. And so last night I just came out here. I turned on the string lights, and it feels so magical out here at night when everything is lit up. But the herb garden is my favorite part of the deck slash patio makeover. So in here I have, okay, let me pick up the tags. In this bowl, I planted 3 different varieties of herbs. There is a green lemon thyme, which is right here in front. Then we have Giant of Italy parsley, which is right here. And then this back plant is Russian tarragon. Now I know this herb grows quite tall, and it is considered a perennial in a lot of places, but I thought maybe we could keep it contained if we have it in this container. But I'm so excited to think about just coming out here and snipping some herbs for like a chicken, or to have in a zucchini dish, and some lemon thyme to have like in a tea. Over here we have purple basil and some Thai basil that I started from seed. Those are quite small yet. And I have some pansies that I started from seed. Pansy flowers are edible, so that's why I have this one sitting here. I had planted these from seed back in January. We're finally expecting our first flower. In here, this container is a white lavender. It's called Elegant Snow English Lavender. So I am excited to see that one in bloom. And then back here is a peppermint plant for tea, some marigolds that Jude had started from seed at school and brought home. Marigold flowers are edible, so that is why we have marigolds up here. I like adding like pansies or marigolds or edible flowers to just kind of make a dish look prettier, just have it on the side. And down here we have some lemon balm, and then we have 3 dwarf tomatoes. There's some more pansies back here, the rosemary plant that we picked up yesterday, and the cilantro that I transplanted is a little droopy. Hoping after a couple of days it'll start rooting in and do okay up here. But I love using lemon balm as a tea in the summer months. So if we come over this way, we have our begonias that we picked up yesterday. I feel like this planter needs to be up on a pedestal or on a plant stand, but I don't have one. I might have to run to Menards to pick one up. But in this planter, I did 2 of the Vermillionaire Kufias. I think that's how you pronounce it. And 2 of the Dragon Wing Red begonias. So the begonia can take either shade or sun, which is why I love having it on the patio, because I can repeat it around the patio even if there's shade or sun. And this Kufia is a plant that the hummingbirds absolutely go nuts over. So I need to add at least 1 or 2 of those to the patio every summer. And if we swing this way, we have an aloe vera plant, a little succulent that broke off, and I just transplanted it in there. A little solar light that lights up at night. So sweet. And a house plant that I brought out, just placed in the corner. This is a fiddle leaf fig. This cute plant I picked up at an Amish farmer's market a couple of years ago. And I love having it on the patio every summer. It has just different kinds of succulents planted in it right now. This is a succulent that I have been overwintering for, I think this was the 6th winter that I overwintered it, and I finally transplanted it this spring. But it has gotten so huge, it's almost like a small tree. And then over here is another house plant, and we are back to the begonia. And as we step down onto the patio, these are the planters that we planted up together, was it 2 weeks ago? Just look at them, they have put on some size already. Over here on the bistro, oh my goodness, I just love this shade of super bells. These are called double amber super bells, but they are just so sweet. I think the color goes great with the bistro set. The other day I did plant in some super bina between each one of the heucheras. They're still small, but oh, I think it'll be so sweet when those fill in. And oh my goodness, look at the at last rose. Oh, it is looking so pretty right now. Today is Friday, so I set up our roadside flower cart with fresh cut flowers for the weekend. And it was a bittersweet morning because I cut the last of the ranunculus and the last of the peonies for that. But it's also, I know it's a good time of year because all of the roses are just starting with their first flush of blooms, which is my second favorite flower right next to peonies and ranunculus. So I thought maybe next week we could just walk around the gardens and look at all of the roses that have started blooming, because there is some very pretty varieties that are currently just starting to bloom. But thank you for joining me around the garden today, friends. I hope it's been fun and inspiring for you to just see the reset in the patio and see this little patio herb garden come together. I hope it inspires you to do something fun in your own space. Have an amazing week, and I will see you right back here next Saturday. Bye.